Well, morning.
How you doing?
Good evening, sorry. It's not morning for you.
Oh, it's afternoon actually, yeah.
Yeah.
2 p.m.
So let's give some time. Let Saudar also join.
Sure.
Hi, Sunil. Morning. Sorry, good afternoon.
Hey Rahul.
Hello.
So let's give 2-3 more minutes. I'm not sure if other going to join, but we'll give time as we give in the morning. Okay, we will start exactly at next 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay.
I'll be back in 2 minutes. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So I think we should start. The others might be if they will join in a mid. Okay. Okay. So as we start daily, any questions, Sunil, Adel, for yesterday? I'm yet to cover that entire Docker part. We will try to cover it today. Okay. Whatever is left out. But any other things?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Bunny also joining today. So hopefully. Hey Bunny, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, doing good. Yourself?
Good, good. My daughter is home from daycare today, so if you hear her crying in the background,
Mhm.
okay, say hello.
That's fine. Okay. So I'll start from yesterday. Whatever those. So Bunny, you can go through the recording for yesterday. Whatever is left out. Okay. I'll start from the same place where I left yesterday. Okay. So I'll share my screen. Okay, so we will start from yesterday where we left. So we were in the day 3, right? So ideally today is the day 4. Okay, so but we will cover the day 3 part, whatever is left out from the day 3. So remember, we discussed about the Docker and Docker concepts and etc. Lab we were doing, right? So Docker installation we have done, and we are focusing on the Docker lab, that's hands-on lab on the second one, right? So we will start from here. Okay, the way yesterday I told, if you guys wants to follow, you're more than welcome. If you want to do it later, it's up to you. Okay, so yesterday, remember, we have created a networking, right? We have created a networking. So I was trying to show you the IPs which both the Docker containers have, which kind of IP they have, right? So those things we are about to explore today. Okay, so because anyway I have done it in the last, so I'll just show you again what bit complicated so that you can understand actually what we are trying to do. So for this, we need our same machine which we have done. We were running yesterday. So we'll start the same one. Who got join? Okay, I think Francis, you got join.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. So I'll start. I just brief it, Francis. The where we stopped yesterday. I'll start from the same place. If you're not following, you can go through the recordings for yesterday. So you'll see exactly what happened yesterday.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so in nutshell, I'll just give you idea what exactly we have covered yesterday. Yesterday, mostly in the first hour, we have tried to cover the introduction of DevOps. Okay, and the second half was mostly dedicated to the Docker. Okay, so now for Docker, we have done the installation yesterday, and then we were doing the networking section. Okay, networking section I was doing. So I will just do the same networking section again. Yesterday, I think we spill over almost 15-20 minutes. So even Sunil also have some question in the end. So we'll try to uh, do the same thing again so that you guys can follow along. Okay, so let's do it. So for this, I need the same machine which yesterday I was running. So hopefully you guys have shut it down. If you have, hopefully, if not shut it down, if you have already, terminated, so fine. There is not too much big problem. There is installation document is there. Hardly 3, 4, 5 steps are there. You can run it, and your machine will be up. Okay, so I have this machine. I have just shut down yesterday so that I can utilize it today. So I will just start it. It will take another 1 minute to start. Once it is start, then I'll show you again. I think it will take few more seconds. Okay, let's try to connect it. Meanwhile, it is initializing. So let's try to connect it. Okay, same thing. We need putty for that. So putty is already there in my home directory. I will paste this IP address, and remember we need to provide the key, right? So I'll provide the key which is already there in my home directory, which is AWS 10. So okay. So accept. Remember, username is EC2-user. Always remember this. This is the default user. Done. Sudo su-. And if I run command docker ps, okay, so that's fine. It means my Docker is running at least. Okay, so I'm going to run those, those containers, which container yesterday, I have set up. So I'll show you again. Let me just change the setting. So parents would be better. Right, so we'll do this networking section again. What I'll do, okay, let's create these networking sections. Okay, now if you really want, what I'll do, I will change the name. Okay, I will change the name as a network, right? Public, or let it be whatever the network is there, because anyway I briefed you yesterday. I'll just take a minute again. I'll brief you again. I know that this networking section I have done it yesterday, but there was some questions, so I would like to do it again, so that you'll be in a better situation. Okay, so simple thing, right? So as I said yesterday, we have a web server. Think about that's a Google. Okay, and so for google.com, if a user is sitting here on the internet, he need a public network to connect this google.com, right? Let's suppose I'm creating a Google application, or google.com, a container I'm creating for google.com, right? So I need a front-end application where a public network will be needed. So front-end network, you can call it as a public network as well. Okay, and internal localhost network / private, you can say. Okay, so remember, if it is a front-end application, obviously it need a a public network, so that anybody sitting on the internet, he can connect it, right? Now another one is the database. Now if google.com is there, let's suppose I'm connecting this google.com, right? Okay, so this google.com is just a front end. Okay, the backend must be running with some of the database must be running in the backend. Okay, that database connectivity will not be on the public. Reason behind it, because if that database connectivity is on a public, anybody sitting here can connect it, right? That we don't want. I'm sorry. Okay, so we don't want that the backend database connection to be exposed. Okay, so that's why what we are doing, this google.com, if I'm saying this application, my application which I'm going to create is a google.com. Okay, that's the front end application. So I will give a public network. Okay, and for database I will give a private name. Right, now your front-end application, right? This application should be having a both connectivity, public connectivity as well as the private connectivity as well, right? Because if the private connectivity is not there, this front-end application will not be able to talk to database container, right? So for connecting database, it need a private network, and for connecting here on internet, it need a So yeah, this for connecting database, it need a private network, and for connecting uh, internet, it need a public network, right? So that's what we are going to do. This front-end application container will be having both the network, public as well as the private, and database should have only a private network. Clear on this documentation? Then we'll try to implement it on the ground. Okay, so let's try to implement it. Okay, so what I'm going to do it for your. Okay, now let's suppose I will change this nomenclature so that it will be easy for you. Now let's suppose I'm going to create the way documentation is there, right? Same way, let's suppose this is a network called public. Okay, and then another network is called private. I will send this updated document as well. Okay, then MySQL with the database will be there. Database will be get connected with private network. Okay, and your front-end application. This one, I'll give this name as a google.com, or maybe let's suppose just Google. I'm just giving a name as a Google. Let's suppose that application I'm creating, and the network I'll be giving it is a public. Okay, I will inspect as Google. Private to Google. Let's see how it works. Okay, I'll send this updated document as well to you. So what I'm trying to say, I will try to give some some name which is common and you can remember it, right? So what I'm going to do it, let's run command docker network ls. See what all the networks are available, right? Yesterday I've created this front end and localhost network, right? I will just delete it. Docker network delete, just cleaning up so that it will be everything will be clean for you. Sorry, it's not delete, it's rm. Okay, front end got deleted. The another one is the local host. Okay, so both got deleted. Let's clear it out screen. Okay, I will run the Docker network again. Okay, it's all clean. These are the default networks are there. Okay, now as the documentation says, I need two networks, right? Two networks. One is the public, one I need a private network. Correct? As per this documentation as well, I need a public network, and this one will be private network. Right? This is the database container. This is web container called Google. Okay, and this will this is the database container which is named as MySQL. Database I have given. It's a MySQL database container actually. Okay, now I think it's a much clear. Okay, so here this public network will be get attached here, private network will be get attached here, right? Simple. But now again, I need this private network to be attached to web server as well, so that they can connect each other, right? So if I'll make it bit Okay, I'll connect it as well, right? So let's try to do it. What happened? Okay, so very first thing, I need a public network to be created, and I need a private network. So let's try connecting it, creating it, sorry. Docker create network call public. Sorry, that's a different one. That's called Docker network create, named as public. Got created. Okay, now if I run the Docker network ls, I should be have one more public network here, one more network, right? This is the network. Now another one is called a private network. Okay, so private, you have to give this hyphen internal flag there. Okay, that's also got created. Now if I run again, I should be having two, public and private, right? Now what I'm going to do it, I will create this database. Okay, this container I'm going to create, container name I'll give as a database, right? And container network I'm giving this one. Okay, root password, even though if you're not giving, doesn't matter, but I'm just passing it. Okay, so this one will create a container, right, called as a database. Now if you, before running it, if you run command docker ps, there is no container running, right? So this is the first container I'm going to create. Okay, that container is already running, I think. Docker ps, yeah. Yesterday we have created, right? So the name is already there. Okay, so what we can do, docker rm, I will just delete this. Okay, let's delete this one as well, otherwise this one will also create problem. Okay, let's create it now. I think I should be able to create now. Okay, just remember the network I have changed as a private. Earlier it was localhost something, now I have changed it as a private. Yes, so my docker container is created. Let's check it out. Here you go, right? What next I'm going to do it, I will create my Google application with the public network, right? This time, remember, last time in database, I have given a private network. This time I'm giving as a public network, right? Let's create it. Got created as well. So if I run docker ps, I should be able to connect both the containers, right? Now, one thing that you have to check, whether my network got attached or not, whether the correct network got attached or not, right? So for that purpose, I will do the command docker inspect. Docker inspect will give you the detail of your container actually. Okay, so let's suppose I'll check the Google. Okay, and if you come here in the networking section, you should be able to see the network called public, right? At the same time, if I'll run the database, okay, I should be able to see this private network, right? Now, one more thing. Okay, so so one more thing, we have to connect this private network. We have to attach this private network to my web container, which is the Google as well. Because remember, if I'm not attaching this one, my Google will not be able to talk to database actually. Right? So for that purpose, here is the command Docker network connect private to Google. Okay, so Docker network connect. This is the Docker connect command actually, and I'm saying private, attach this private network to the Google container. Okay, now if I run inspect again to the Google, I should be able to see both the network. You can see here public as well as the private. Both the network got attached. Right? Now, what yesterday there was a question from Sunil. He was asking what about the IPs, right? So let's try to connect these containers and see what happens, whether they are able to ping or not. Okay, so I will just open one more window. So if you can run Docker PS command, ideally there should be two containers should be running, right? So what I'm going to do it, let's try. Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, let's go inside to the database container. Okay, and try pinging the IP of Google, right? That's what we can do. So what I'll do, I will create another session, actually duplicate session, and from there I'll try to connect it. So let's try. Right, so database name is database. Okay, so what I'm going to do it, Docker execute FMI sorry. IT database, and I'll give /bin/bash. Here you go. Right now, what I'm going to do it, I will try to ping the IP of my Google. Let's see what IP your Google have. So if you want to check, Docker inspect Google. Right, these are the two IP have been assigned. You can see here, this is the public IP have been assigned, this is the private IP have been assigned. So let's try from here, but the problem is ping will not work, right? What we can do, how to check the telnet will work? I doubt. What about from here? From here, okay, this is the base machine actually. Okay. From here, we are able to connect. Okay, let me try if I can install ping. From MySQL container. I'm not sure if it will work, but let's give a try. Is doing something or not? Yep. Okay, so something error. /etc/m dot repose. Hopefully you are able to understand, right, what I'm trying to do. So I am trying to connect to your database, okay, and I'll try to, okay, from here and keep on failing. So what I will give a try, let's exit from here. Okay, we'll try to connect your Google application. From there, we'll try to ping. I'm not sure if it will work from there, but we can give a try. Yum install IP utils ping. Okay, yum is also not working here. Apt get install. Debian. Ping installation. Debian. Should be working. I don't know why it's not working. Yes. Okay, I think now it should work. Yep, ping is there. Okay, now what we are going to do, let's try to see the IP address of your database. Right, this is IP address. Let's try to ping it. Here you go. Yes. Okay. So, okay, I'll just check one more thing. Okay, so hopefully you got my point, right? What I'm trying to do.
From where are you pinging? From where?
Right. That's a bit confusing. That's why, you know, I'm pushing it here multiple times. Francis. So okay, yesterday what we did, similar thing. Okay, so what I am trying to do it actually. Okay, let me draw another picture for you because it's a bit confusing. That's why I want to push it, so that you can understand it properly. Actually. Okay. So now think about what I'm trying to do. Okay. So here is the user. Okay. Think about I am user. Okay. And I want to connect a web server. Okay. I want to connect a web server. Okay. And think about some of the databases there here. Okay. So let's suppose anybody, I'm sitting here. I have a web server called Google. Okay. Okay. And I have a database here. Now, I believe one thing you will agree with me. Any user, if I'm connecting google.com here, it will connect backend database for sure, right? Without database, this machine cannot connect, right? You cannot connect, correct? Now, for me, if I'm sitting on the internet, this google.com is sitting on the internet, I need a connectivity, right? I need a web connectivity. Okay. How I can establish it? I will do it with some right. So I will need a public network here. Right. Can you just answer me? Is it public, this public network, via this public network, will you be able to connect this database? No, right? We need a separate network. We need a separate network to connect this. Right? Which is called as a private. Okay. Now this done, right? Both is needed. This one will be, user will connect with the public network, and this guy, the Google, will connect with with the private network. Now think about, if I'm sitting here on the Google, I need both the connectivity, public and private, right? So what I am going to do it, I will create a container. I will create a container, one container as a Google, one container as a database. Okay. And I am going inside my Google container, and I'm trying to connect to the database. That's what I'm trying. And ideally, if all good, I should be able to connect, right? Then only your setup will be working, because if the Google is not able to connect to the database, there is no meaning. right? You will not be able to establish. If I search something, I will not be able to connect anything. I'll not be able to get anything, any out, right? So what I'm trying to do it, log into the first, there are few steps are there, right? Create one, what all the steps you will perform for this. Okay, so I will say, okay, so what all the things is needed for me? Create 2 containers. Sorry, create 2 network, right? Called public and private, right? That's one step. Second one is create DB container, then create Google container, right? Now attach which private network to DB, right? And then attach public to Google. Okay, and then we need attach private as well to Google. Okay, if all good, what we can do for testing, what we can do, okay, log into Google and try connecting DB server, right? What is this? What is the output? If yes, login successful. Yeah, all good, right? Now, why I'm saying it again, I'll just brief you again. Because I'm sitting here on the google.com, I should be able to connect to the database. If I logged into this container, Google container, and from here, I'm able to connect to the database, it's all good. Right? Ideally, you should be able to connect from the database to Google as well, but there is some restriction that the ping I'm not able to install. That's why I'm not test vice versa. But if you're able to connect from Google, then also it's fine. And from internet means from my base machine, if I'm able to connect this machine, google.com, right? I'm able to connect the dots. Okay. Any question here? Then I'll show you again on the, Francis, you got it? What I'm trying to say? I know it's a
Yes,
bit
yes.
complicated,
Is that
but
from Google? When we connect to Google through SSH, we can see we can ping the database and connect to it.
yep.
Log in into it because it is local to Google and we have access to Google.
That's correct. Yep.
But it's private for us. We cannot access it directly.
That's correct. Yep.
And it's a container. It's an email. It's created with an image of Debian or something, and just the database.
Sorry, you asked something, Francis?
Well, I was thinking if it is it's a container that is created from an image of a Linux operating system running that MySQL database, MySQL database, no?
Yeah, that's possible.
No, but that's what it is, no? It's okay. I have something in mind. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Anything from you, Adel and Sunil? You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. So Sunil, yesterday we discussed, right? Similar thing I was trying in the end. So whether I'm able to connect. So you can see here, I'm able to connect, right? Your DB, I'm able to connect from your web server.
Yeah, it's a different machine essentially, right?
Yeah, it's a completely different, isolated zone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good to know. I'm I was trying to keep up with you. I couldn't, but I think I got the gist of it. Very good. So once you distribute those commands, I will try them on my own over the weekend.
Yep. Okay, so these are the documentation is already available with you. I'm
Yeah.
not. I have not changed this. I'm just changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today I've changed the naming actually, so that
Right.
you know it bit friendly.
Yeah. No, it's all good. The small updates here in the document, but also the not paid plus document that you are mentioning. That's also that you are.
Okay,
One question. I think that is the way it is. The user and everything is in the cloud, no? It's not that I'm connecting. Although it is possible that I'm connecting to a cloud from a different thing, but I can be the user and be created in the cloud too. I'm connecting.
Yeah, it's a function. It's all cloud user actually. It's all we are doing on the cloud actually. But you know there is a possibility. These things it's not necessary that you have to do it cloud because training purpose and the cloud is available for us, right? That's why we are exploring. But there is a possibility that you can do on the local as well.
Yeah, you can be in another cloud. You can be a virtualization of an application in another cloud, calling to this cloud maybe too.
That's a good one actually, but you know there is a possibility. There is a possibility. There is a because you know these days what is happening? Most of the environments are going for the multi-cloud, okay, and they have
Yeah.
connectivity between them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, but it's a
you
paradigm on
can
this,
still
no?
establish, right? You know, I know that what you are thinking. Let's suppose I have my web server, Google in one cloud and database in another cloud, right? So in that way, if I need to establish the connectivity, possibilities are there. There is a VPN and etc. setup is there that can be done actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I will add few more comment, you know, just for your, you know, to check the network. Okay, I will run this command. What Docker network ls. Docker network ls. Okay, this command you can run. This one will give you output. I will just, you know, the few things are there that I'm just updating it so that you'll be having a bit nice view. You know, it's a continuous process, right? Documentation. Okay, and one more thing that you can do apparently is yes to connect existing container, right? Yesterday we were so what command we have utilized? Here you go. Okay, and if you want to install something inside, that's not necessary, but if you really want to install something, okay, ping installation, right? So these are the I'll just share you separately. If it is needed, somebody can to install ping package inside container, Debian container actually. Okay, these are the commands that you can utilize. Okay. So that was a network. I'll just put this one as well for your reference.
Which tool are you using for diagramming?
Okay, this is the draw actually, draw.io. That's very good tool.
Can I use it in macOS?
Yeah, you can. It's a browser based actually.
Oh, it's browser basic. Oh,
Yep.
okay, awesome. It's free.
I'll give you name as well. It's a
Awesome.
draw.io. That's and the good thing about it that it's not only diagram you can prepare, you can call the particular diagram. Like let's suppose I want AWS diagrams, I need Azure, I need Google, I need container diagram. Every diagram you can create from here that you can get with the pictures.
Yeah, awesome.
And there is no charges as well.
Thank you.
And I'll just save it. So this will be in the Docker 3. Okay. Called Docker network. Okay, so that's done. Now, what is okay? One more example, one more practical that we want to cover. Now, remember yesterday we have installed Docker Compose, right? So I'm going to show you how the Docker Compose actually works. Okay, so what exactly the Docker Compose is, and what are the things that we are going to do with the Docker Compose. So Docker Compose is nothing but kind of, you can say, multiple things that you can do with the Docker Compose. Okay, so now what is happening, we are doing one by one, right? We are creating one container, we are creating another container. Now what happened if there is a lot of containers, let's suppose 10-15 containers we have to create at one go, right, in automated way. Then what you'll do? Okay, so for that purpose we have option called Docker Compose. Okay, so Compose is one file where you can create some compose, you can create your file, and you can create multiple containers with that one. Okay, that's called a Docker Compose. Actually CLI, it's automation. For automation, if you want for the use for the automation, that's very good tool for the automation. Okay, even though there are a lot of Kubernetes is very good tool actually for automation for Docker. We'll discuss about it, but just little bit I'll give you the idea of the Docker Compose. Okay, so let's try to do it. Okay, so so Vim is not very necessary to install, but if you really want to install it, and then create a file called docker compose.yml. Okay, now this file is not necessary, you can create anywhere. Okay, I will create where I'm currently root, right? So that's fine, I'll create here itself. Okay, so let's install this Vim as well. Vim is good tool actually for editing. VI is fine. In Vim, you'll get bit more feature actually. That's why people sometimes using it. Done. Let's clear it out. Okay. So what I'm going to do it, I will create this file docker compose.yml. Okay, and I'll put this content. I'll brief you what this contents is all about. Let's go insert and put this contents there. Okay, now I'll show you what these containers are doing. Okay, let's save it out first. Okay, cat, the same thing. Okay, now what I'm going to do it. Okay, basically I am going to create two containers, right? One is called web. Okay, that's called and another container called PHP. Okay, so I need two containers. So what I'm going to do it, I have created this file. Okay, and I'll put all the container detail there in that one file. And if I run Docker Compose command, what Docker Compose will do, Docker Compose will create the containers for me. I don't have to do it manually. Okay, there is another way, right? I can go ahead and run the command Docker run, and the container will be get created, right? But here I'm not doing in that way. Okay, so I have created one file and I'll try to up it with the Docker Compose. Okay, so Docker Compose up, that's a command. Okay, so up -d. Okay, so before that, I just want to show you, do we have any container running? Docker PS. So there is two containers are running, right? Let me shut it down so everything will be clear. Docker stop Google. I want to stop the another one, so everything will be clean. Okay, that's it. Now this is the file, right? I have in my root directory. I will run command Docker Compose up. Okay, so it's downloading that PHP. So PHP 1 and web 1, two of the container got started, right? It will not come out because the container got already started. So now you have to check from the another window. So I have another window right here. So if I run the command,
where are you download? When you see it's downloading, where is downloading it?
right. I'll just show you. Okay, so basically when I'm saying it's a downloading, right? So it will download your image. Okay, so how I'll show you? Docker images. If you run command Docker images, okay, now you can see here this PHP got downloaded actually. Okay, PHP. If you really want to show, right, let's suppose I'll do one thing. Okay, so I will just clean everything. Docker PS. I don't have any container running, right? What I'm going to do it. This is the same machine. Don't worry. Don't confuse. I have the same machine actually. So I'm going to Docker images. I will just clean these images as well. So everything will be clean, right? Then you can understand from where it is downloading actually. So I will say Docker images. Sorry, Docker RMI. I'll just download. I'll just delete everything. Whatever is there, I'll just delete. PHP, Nginx, Ubuntu, Hello World, and Java. What happened? Sorry, the containers are there actually. So you have to clean the containers first. Okay, so Docker for container removing command. These are, you have to work actually. Once you start working, then you will be hands-on. So Docker RM, I can give
Can you delete all of them at the same in bulk or something?
we can delete everything at one go.
Oh, but you want to preserve those. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So I have to pass it. There is a way actually. I am just, I think, mistaking. There is a that bracket. I think I'm not using the correct bracket. There is a document I have given here. Yeah. Oh, dollar prompt you have to use actually, and rm-f I have to use. Okay. So if you use this command, it will just delete everything. Docker rm-f I have to use, and the dollar. So basically, I'm just passing that the whatever is there in the containers are there, just delete it, everything. Okay.
It says
Now,
remove with the flag core, no?
yep.
Okay.
So always remember two things. Docker images one thing and Docker containers, right? So containers are being created with images, right? So now when I was when I was running this command, remember, it was giving me error. The unable to remove, right? Because it's already being used. It means that the container, even the container is shut down, but they have referenced that image. That's why you can't download, you can't delete it. So the very first thing would be always remove your containers and then remove all your images.
The RMI is the command.
Yes.
RMI remove images.
Yeah, it's a remove image. Remove image. RMI means remove image.
Okay, singular image, not images.
Yeah, it's image actually, and you can give, right, it's either you can use for one, like, in this way actually what I can
You are passing a list, no, of images to that command.
Yes.
Okay, so you can pass one too, so a list of one.
So I can pass one as well, I can pass multiple as well. Totally depends
But
on
why do we have this command if we have our RM? We have removed also. I need to remove the images.
That's correct. Yeah, because the image's name you have to pass it. Let's suppose I'll just run Docker RMI only. I'll not pass anything, right? Okay, so what it will give? It will ask you. It is built in a way that it will need one argument for sure. So some image detail, either one image, either the multiple images, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise multiple images. It's up to you. So it is built in a way that the one image or multiple images can be passed here.
Yeah.
You can see, right? When I'm running only Docker RMI without any argument, it's saying that I need at least one argument, right? Remove one or more images.
Okay. What it does, it says when you say remove, that we use the same with remove only. Docker remove.
Okay, Docker remove, you're saying. Okay, so let's run this command.
No,
as
no,
well.
it's RM, I believe. Docker RM for remove.
Oh, okay. So that's a different one. Here, this command you're talking about, right? This one.
Remove.
It's
Yeah,
a Docker
remove.
RM. Docker RM means it's calling for the remove. And if I'm not using I word, it means RM means I'm using for the container section. Only containers can be created, deleted with the RM command.
Only okay. with the RMI. Okay.
Okay, I'll just give you one idea here. So minus help. Okay, so remove one or more containers, right? Docker RM, and when I'm saying Docker RMI -- help. See the reference, one or more images. If I put I here, okay, if I'm not putting I here, it's used for the containers.
Yeah, but the container and the container is an instance of an image, no? Image.
That's correct. Yeah, using the image, you're creating container. The way I told yesterday, actually, I told Francis, the way we are creating instances in AWS, right? Instances have been created using your Amazon images.
So we are deleting from a repository, no?
Sorry?
We are deleting images from the repository, from our repository.
That's correct. Yeah. So now when you let's suppose I'm going to delete a container, right? So because container have been created by using images, so it is giving you error. So sorry, if you're going to delete the images, it is saying that okay, your containers are already using, right? So delete your containers first and then delete the images.
Yeah.
Clear? Or you want to brief me again, Francis?
If you can, go ahead, please. Go. If you want, go ahead, if it's possible. Because the last part of the...
I'll do one thing. I'll let me just the container. Okay, I'll just brief you again. Concept of containers are important to understand actually.
Yeah, but the confusion is about maybe how are related the images with the containers. If the containers
Right.
are created by images, okay, yeah. Where do they live? Each one in... Well, yeah, you go. Yeah, of course.
Just give me a moment. I'll try to brief you. Okay, in a simple way, well, let's understand in this way. Basically, how it happened that we need a very basic one. We need an image actually. Okay, we need image. Now, what is image? Image and container. Only two things are there. There is not too much things are there in the in Docker. Two things, if you understand properly, it's all around those things only. Images and containers. Okay. Now, what is images? Images is nothing but a snapshot at any particular time. Okay, I have taken a snapshot. Let's suppose I said that I want to create an image for this time, right? Okay, so let's suppose I have some image. Okay, and I want otherwise forget about image. Okay, think about I have a computer, right? And something installed. So this laptop. Think about this laptop itself. So in my laptop, some all the softwares, this Zoom meeting, Office, Word, Excel, everything is installed, right? I want to take a snapshot at today's date. Okay, so if I have taken a snapshot for today's date, okay, that will be a image for today. Okay, that's how that's how every images works actually. In AWS as well, when you are saying AMI, Amazon Machine Image, they are also working in a similar way. There is you're taking an image at any particular time. That's a snapshot actually. Using that snapshot, you're creating instance there in AWS. Same way here, we are creating a container using this images actually. So image, then container. Okay. Yesterday I have shown actually that where exactly these images are available. So answer is hub.docker.com. This is the place. So whenever I will say I am going to create a container basically, so container will download an image from hub.docker.com. Okay, then only your container will be get created. So if you go here, there are a lot of images will be available. Using those images, you can see here Postgres, Ubuntu, Nginx, Redis. For everything there is an image available. Okay, OpenJDK, Golang, Mongo, whatever you want. Right? So now what I'm trying to say here, that let's suppose I have an image, right? Now using that image, actually, I can create a container. Okay, using these images is the baseline, and on top of this, I can create a container actually. Okay, so this image, one container, one image, always. Okay, how you can, and what the commands and etc. that I briefed yesterday actually, Francis. So there is a command called docker ps. If you run the docker ps command, you will see what all the containers are running. If you want to see what images are running, docker images is the command that will tell you what images are locally running. Okay, so now if you see here, now if I'll try to delete my images, it will be get deleted everything. Okay, so now what happened when I'm saying if I'm going to create a container, it is downloading the image, right? So downloading means if your image is not available locally, okay, when I'm saying these only two images are there, right? So if these images are not here, what will happen? Okay, if these images are not available locally, it will go and try downloading it. If it is available, it will not download. I'll show you both cases. Let me just delete for now. I don't want to keep it here. So I'll show you that it is down deleting first time. Okay, that's not deleted. Second one is PHP. That's a tag. Actually, you have to provide the tags as well sometime if it is not specifically mentioned. So now if I run the Docker images again, there is nothing, right? And Docker PS, if I see the containers, so either you run the Docker container ls, either you run Docker PS, both are doing the similar work actually. Okay, so now there is nothing, neither image is running, neither container is running, right? Now what I'm going to do it, I will run my Docker compose command again. Docker compose up, right? So I'm telling you, right? It is going to download two images. Why? Because this file, right? In this file, we have mentioned that there is a two images is going to be downloaded: Nginx image and PHP image, right? So let's try. So Docker compose up. You can see here it is downloading, right? Because image is not available locally. And once it is downloaded, if you run the command Docker images, you will see that both the image got downloaded here locally on your local machine. Yeah, both are running. Now open another window and check. Okay, now if I run the command Docker images, I should be able to see both the image, right? Because both got downloaded. Okay, and my container also got, two of the container have been started. How you can check Docker PS? If you run the Docker PS, you can see both your containers are running now. Nginx and PHP. That's the same container I asked my Docker compose to be running. Clear? Okay. Now, If I run it again, same again, if I'm trying to run, this time the download will not be done. You can see here the download is skipped now, right? Because the container, because images are already there, so Docker Compose will just start my containers. That's it. Any question here? Okay, so I'll take it no. Okay, so it's almost more than 1 hour. Let's have a break. Okay, let's have a break and then reassemble. Then we'll try to go further. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
10 minutes.
Yeah, Francis, tell me.
10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes, 7-8 minutes almost. I'm back, guys.
I'm back.
I'm here.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
So let's start. One more thing I would like to show you. So this Docker Compose is there, right? Let me just update this Docker Compose one more way. Okay, so if I'm saying okay, now if I run, what will happen?
If you have more than one, those are manifestos, no? Those files.
Yeah.
If you have more than one, you have to name it, no? And it is the command.
The main is the port actually. The port is creating problem. Right. So what exactly I was trying that, let's suppose there is two container I'm creating, right? So let's suppose I was thinking that we'll create one more container. Okay. So basically this port is creating problem because 8080, that port I'm mapping it to the port 80. So what port I can utilize? So let's suppose I'll just remove this section actually, web 2. Okay, I'll just keep the PHP one because that's true. You cannot use the, let's suppose PHP 2 container and web only one container. Okay, now let's see what is happening. Yeah, I think it's done. So if I'll run command docker ps now, here you go, 3 containers, right? So basically what I have done here, one file, what I'm trying to say that the one file can be created, a multiple container can be created using one file. Okay, one file and I can create multiple containers. I don't have to do it all manually, one by one. Okay, and if I want to come out, it will just come out and your container will be shut down. If you want to start your container and you want to come out, so -d is the command. So it will just start your container and release your session as well. Now you will see your containers will be still running. Okay, all the 3 containers are running. Okay, any question around Docker Compose? So Docker Compose, I have just given you very small brief. Remember, this is big one. There is a lot of things that you guys can explore. Okay, so Docker Compose is done. 7 number. Now next one is the Docker volume. Okay, so Docker volume. So what exactly the Docker volume is? Okay, Docker volume means I am going to create 2 containers. I'm going to create 2 containers and I will attach some volume to it. Okay, volume means separate volume. So let's suppose I have some volume is already, I have some container which is by default some volume is already there. Okay, but I want to attach some additional volume. Additional volume means additional disk, simple, right? how you can attach, how you can create it. So this is the command actually, -mount type you can mention and where exactly you want to mount, right? So if you run this command, your container will be get created. Okay, and you can check into the docker inspect command again. I'll show you. Okay, let me clear everything. Okay, let me just stop the any container which is already running. So these three containers, remember just in the last practice, we have started these three containers, right? So I will just stop. All done. Yes, nothing is there. Okay, now I'm going to create one container, okay, with the volume, right? So this command is going to create app database names container using MySQL. Remember, MySQL we don't have locally. Okay, so it is just downloading it. Next time if I'll go, it will not download. It will just use the local one. Okay, so that's got downloaded, and I should have see MySQL data. This is the source one which I should have. I should see some mount point there. Okay, so let's run Docker PS. We'll see what containers are running. So one container is running, which we have just created, right? So now again the same command which we were using for network, Docker inspect. So let's run it, Docker inspect. Okay, so if you go somewhere up in the networking section, sorry, in the storage section, you'll be able to see that information. So where exactly it is? Is it the one? Yep, this is the one. Okay, so mounts, right? This is the additional mounts which we have just mentioned. Where lib MySQL. Okay, so this is the mount which we have just attached it. So if you want to attach a separate disk, if you want to attach a separate disk to a container, this is the way actually how you can do that. Okay, this is straightforward actually. So you can just check in this way. Okay, main we are going to discuss now is one of very important thing is images. Okay, so we have seen how we can create the containers, right? How we can create the containers, how we can play around the containers, everything we have seen. Okay, and we have seen that there is a image on Docker Hub from where it is being downloading, right? Now, what about if I have to create my own image, right? What's the solution we have? So Docker image, Docker file is one of the solution actually. So there is a concept called Docker file in Docker, where using Docker file, you can create your own image. So we'll use our base image. We'll use our base image from Docker itself. Like, you know, simple thing I was saying, right? So ping was not available in the image that we have downloaded, right? But I have installed the ping, right? So if you want to do these things, let's suppose I want to do some update and something. For that purpose, you can utilize a Docker file. I can have my base image and I want to customize it. I want to add something, right? All those purpose, I can utilize Docker file. Okay, so let's see how it works. Okay, so what we are going to do it, is I'm going to create a container from Alpine image. Okay, and in Alpine image, I will add some commands. Okay, so what I'm going to do it, let's create. Let me just show you a few things before we actually follow the document. Okay, so I will just create a container with Alpine image, and I'll show you that there will be two containers. Okay, one will be base Alpine. Okay, now if you're not aware what Alpine image is, always you can go here on Docker hub.docker.com and search from here. What is Alpine images? Minimum Docker image on Alpine Linux with a complete package index, only 5 MB the size. Means you can see that's a Linux image actually, only 5 MB in the size. Very small a Linux maintainer actually. Very small, right? So you can see here about it. If you want to really read about it, you can read it from here. Okay, so what I'm going to show you, I will use this base image. I will use this base image, and I will use some more commands there. Okay, and then we'll see how exactly it works. Right now, let me just create one container from this Alpine base image. I don't want to add anything, and then later point of time I'll add some flavors there. Then we'll see how our flavors works actually. It means I will use this base image which Alpine, that company, is providing. I will edit it bit, and I'll create my own image. You clear what exactly the Docker file is going to be done? Please let me know if you have any question. I'll brief it. Okay, I'll take it now. So let's jump on. Same way, let's clear everything, all the containers and images. I don't want to run anything. So Docker stop. Okay, remove all the Docker containers. Docker rm $ bracket and Docker ps-a. What happened? I think command is correct. Why it's failing? What was that command? To remove all the Docker in one go, Docker containers in one go. Oh, -f you have to use. Okay. Sorry. Docker rm -f. Still. Oh, ps-aq. That's correct. Docker, some spelling mismatch somewhere. Do we have any Docker? ps-aq. Oh, okay. So everything is already clear. That's why I'm thinking why it's not working. Okay, so there is no containers are there. Okay, I'll remove the images as well so that there should not be any image. Docker images There are 2, 3 are there, right? So Docker or MI. Can we use the same way? Docker images. Yep, it will work. Okay, so it's all clear. Now nothing is there. So what I'm going to do it, I will create 2 different. So with the Docker file, I'm going to create one image which will have some better, packages, and one is the base. So I'll just try to show both what is the difference between them, right? So let's create a base, a base container, okay, with this Alpine image. Okay, so let's come in our section. Docker compose volumes is done in Docker file we are, right? So I'm going to use Alpine image. So let's run Docker run Alpine. Okay, so if I run Docker ps command, yes, my container is running. One of the container is running, but remember this one is the base one, which is there is nothing running. Now, if you want to just go there, Docker execute it /bin/bash. If you go there inside, okay, and if I run command, let's suppose ping, nothing is there. Okay, ping is there. Okay, what command we are going to do? Vim we are going to add, and curl we are going to see, right? So if I run Vim is not there. If I run curl is also not there, right? So now what I'll do, so this is the base image, right, where nothing is there, because they're saying a very small, only a very small image is there, very small image, right? They don't have running, they don't have anything running there. Okay, so what I'm going to do it, I will use the same image, I will add few flavors there, few commands, right? I'll say that, okay, the way I'm saying, right, Windows, if you go purchase for the Windows, the base Windows will have nothing, there will be nothing running, right? But if I want to add few things there, like let's suppose I'm saying that I need a few softwares to be running, right? So in the same way, I'm going to use the base image. I will add few flavors, few softwares there, and I'll create my own updated image actually. So I'll show you how exactly it works. Let's come out from here. If you run command Docker images, you can see only 5 MB, right? It's a Linux operating system, then only 5 MB. This is the beauty of your image actually. This is the beauty of your container, only 5 MB, and you're getting a container image, a Linux container. Okay, now what I'm going to do it, I will use the same Alpine image, but I will add some flavors, some software, and I'll tag it with my name. Okay, so I'll show you how exactly for these things, for building your image, for customizing your image, basically you can utilize a Docker file, a concept called Docker file. Same we are going to learn about. Okay, so let's create this Docker file and edit it. Okay, so let's put this content. I'll tell you what this content is all about. Okay, so simple. I'm saying from what Alpine I'm going to use, Alpine 3.4 I'm going to use. Okay, so doesn't matter if you don't want to give here. So if you just say only from Alpine, so from Alpine, it will pick up that same Alpine. Okay, and I'll add few commands. Run means I'm saying run these commands actually. APK update, APK add VMs, APK add calls. Just run these commands there inside container. Remember, these things are happening inside container. Okay, so done. Okay, now what I'm going to do it, I will create my image. Okay, so remember we have Docker images, only one Docker image we have, right? Now I'm going to create one more image with my Docker file. So this is the command docker build -t. Okay, and I'll tag it with the some different names actually. Okay, this one is anything, name you can put anything, doesn't matter. So I'm saying Alpine Smarter. That's a new Alpine name I'm giving. So I'll show you how exactly it will build. So basically it will pick up 3.4 Alpine 3.4 and it will add few more commands there, few more softwares there. Now run the Docker image again. You see here. So you can see here one was Docker. This one was already 5 MB was already there, right? But I said use Docker 3.4. That's a smaller version and add few softwares. With softwares I said, right? Some curl, some Vim, etc. Now you can see the size. The size got increased. 32 MB it became because I'm adding softwares, right? And I have given the name as well. Repository I have changed. Now it's not no more Alpine. It's become as Alpine Smarter, and a tag also I have given. Okay, you understand what this one did? What Docker file did? Docker file nothing but it's being used to create Docker images. Always remember. Okay, now what I am going to do it, I will create a image from that same image. Remember, sorry, I'm going to create a container from same image. Remember, this one is my newer one. So I'm going to create a container from it. Now I'm a new container. Remember when I was running above, so this one was not, call was not working, right? But now we have call -v if I run. Call, let's suppose I'm saying http google.com. Here you go. Yeah, so it means call is working. Same way if I say vim is also working. Got it? What I have done? So I have used a base image, like same way it can be done. Anything if you want to add, some software, add in this way and update your image. Any question from here? You have to do it. Docker is all about practice. Okay, so do as much as there is a lot of things can be explored actually in Docker. There is a lot of jobs are also available in the Docker and the Kubernetes. Okay, and the future is there. It's Kubernetes and Docker. These are future actually. You can see right where 600, 700 was minimum size for any disk to be. Any disk size for the Linux. Here in 5 MB they are providing you Linux. What else you need? Okay. Okay, so the last concept I'm going to talk about is Docker Hub. Okay, so Docker Hub, I have already told you what exactly the Docker Hub is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do it, I will show you how I can, how I can manage my Docker Hub repository, how I can update it locally, how I can clone it locally, how I can, tag it, and how I can push it back. Okay, all these things. So we are going to discuss all these things, in this section. Okay, now I have already told you what Docker Hub is. Docker Hub is nothing but a place where all the images are being maintained. Okay, so Docker is providing you official image for everything. Okay, so what we are going to do it, I think yesterday I have already told you that just register yourself. It's a free account, nothing you have to do it. There is a paid one is also you can go, but we don't need for our practice things. It's more than enough, the free version. Okay, so what we have to do it, here, that we can actually, what happened if you go for any production environment or anywhere, so they have their you cannot have this public, right? You cannot utilize in the public, so you should have some a version, you should have somewhere where it is kept secret, that nobody should access it actually. Okay, so that's how you can utilize it. That's how you can utilize it in a way that I can, I can maintain. Okay, I can just download my image, update it if needed, right? And push it again, so it will be at one place. Whoever need, they can just go clone it and use it, right? So same thing we are going to do it. We'll see how exactly it works. Okay, so this is the Docker Hub. Okay, so now one thing we are going to do it is I will just download some Docker image. I will just download some Docker image, and then I will push it back. Okay, I will just download some image, I will tag it, and then push it back with the different tags. So I'll just show you how you can download, how you can push it. So basically pushing means you don't have to keep it locally all the time. Okay, so you can keep it at one place, central place. Anybody can just download that image and they can start working. That's a benefit, actually. Keep it at one place. Let's suppose your organizational image is there, right? So there is some organizational related software and etc. are there. You can just add it and upload it to the central place, from where you can instruct to the team that whoever need, they can just download from there and they can start working. So let's download this one image. Let me just clear everything first. Okay, so I'll just clean everything. I need to remove the containers first, actually. Okay, and then only the Docker images can be cleaned. That's fine. I don't think anything is running now. Docker PS, F1A, all clean. Docker images. Yes, all clean, right? Now what I'm going to do it, I will just download one image. Okay, I will tag it with some different name and I'll push it to the my repository. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so basically what I'm saying, there is a one image available in the public. I will download it. Okay, I will just change bit name. Okay, or I'll just tag some different name with the my company name and all those things, and I'll push it back. Okay, so that I know that the okay, this is the image that we have to utilize it, right? So let's try doing it. This is the one image actually. So now if you're not aware what this worse image is, again, I would suggest go search it. Okay. Text related publishing package to version log tdware image. A lot of softwares are there. Even I don't know, right? So it's just for your information purpose. I'm just doing it. I'll just show you like what exactly how what exactly package download and update is works actually. Okay, so let's pull it first. Okay, so this is the command actually how you want to, if you want to pull it locally, right? If you want to take it on your system locally, okay, this is the command docker pull, and then you can do it. So let's do it. So basically image I'm downloading on my local PC. So big one actually, that's why it's taking a bit more time. You can do with the any of the smaller image or something. I just want to show you actually sample one I picked up. So we can do with that Alpine, which is just 5 MB, right? I'll show you anyway. Yep. Okay. Now it got downloaded. If I run command docker images, sorry. Yes, that got downloaded. My God, that's a bigger one. I was thinking that that's just a 600 MB, but it's almost 3.62 GB. Okay, that's the reason actually it took some time. So that's a big image, right? Okay, so what we are going to do it is, okay, so this got downloaded, right? I'm going to tag it with some different name. Okay, let's give. So you can give the same name. I'm just tagging it with different name actually. So the command is docker tag. This is the command actually, how you can. Okay, so docker tag, then your image name, then your account name, and then whatever the way you want to do that. Okay, so same, same way if you want to give a try, let's give a try. So I'll say docker tag my image ID. Okay, and who is the maintainer? So let's suppose I'm the maintainer, right? Rahul slash with the document. Okay, image name. Now you can give any image name, so that's fine. I'm saying same image name. Okay, and you have to give some tag actually. Tag means you're saying, okay, this is the latest tag. I'm saying, okay, let's suppose this image is for production, right? So it will tag it with the production name. You can give same name, which I have given in the documentation, doesn't matter. If you're giving the similar name, doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Okay, so now if I run Docker images, now you can see there is two images, right? What is the difference? You can see the size, everything is same. Even the image ID is also same, right? But what I did, I have just changed it bit. I said, okay, so a repository, the maintainer is different actually. Okay, maintainer is different. And tag, I said, okay, I'll be using it for production. This one was local, this one was public, which I have downloaded. I don't want to use it. I have tagged it with the production name, and I'll be using the same. Okay. Now I want to push it back to the GitHub. To the image, to the hub.docker.com, right? Because from the Docker itself, from hub.docker.com itself, I have downloaded, right? I want to push it back. Okay, so let's give a try. Okay, for that you have to log in it first. For you log in, your username and the password will be needed. The same username and password that you have used for the login. Okay, so I will just unshare a screen for one time. Let me just run the command called docker login. Okay, so the username is for me is restraining 4. Password, I don't remember it. I kept it on somewhere on email, right? So I'll just stop share my screen for a moment. I'll gather the password from there and then come back. Okay, so where is my password? Too many passwords in the life, and it's very hard to remember everything. Okay, let me share my screen. Here you go. Okay, login succeeded. If you give your password proper, you should be able to succeed. Yeah. Now what I'm going to do it, I will push it to the, I'm going to push it now. Okay, so what command is there? This is the command docker push your maintainer colon your tag name. Okay, so I'll just show you how you can docker images, right? So how you can push it back actually, I will say Docker push. Okay, I will take this one, the one that I have, tagged it with my name, and the tag you have to provide. So tag is prod. It's going there. Oops. Request access to resource is denied. Why so? What's wrong there? Let's tag in this way. Maybe the size is creating problem. Docker tag. I don't think so. The size should create problem. Only thing is I have not used the name. Might be that's a region. Okay. Let's see. Test. Okay, so just for this is the command I have run. So Docker tag, what difference is I have given my account name, exactly account name. I think this account name it is might be that's a creating problem actually. So if you run the command Docker images, I have one more. You can see here, right? This is the one. This name is fine. You can give anything, but this name is unique. Your account name actually. That's because I'm logging with the same account name. I think that's the reason actually why it's a failing. Let's try the Docker push. I will say this time this and tag is test. Right? This time tag I've changed. Earlier it was production. Might be this is the reason or the size is one of the reason. We'll see. I think this time it is going there. So bigger one actually, that's why it's taking some more time. We'll test it with the smaller one, the Alpine, which is there, right? So document is correct. There is no change in the document. Only thing what you have to do in the change in the document that on place of my account name, you have to use your account name, user ID. Taking too much time. I just want to show once it is done, then I can show you that how you can check in the last leg, I believe so. Yeah, it got pushed. Now if I come here on my repository section and I will say refresh, I should be able to see the new one a few seconds ago, right? This one got uploaded here. Okay, so this is the way actually how you can play around. Now I'll give you the one a live example. Okay, so this is the big one actually. We'll not play with this because this one is taking time. I will just clean everything again. Okay, container is gone. We'll just remove the images as well. Because different tags are there, that's why it's giving me error. Okay, another one, Docker RMI. I'll just remove this one as well. Yeah, so we're on Docker images. There is nothing running, right? It's all clean. Okay, so I'm saying why it's very important actually. Now, Docker file, I told you, right? Using the Docker file, I can build my customized image, right? I can use the Alpine image and I can create I can create a customized image, right? So okay, so I will just run this command, Docker build command again. Okay, what it will do, remember I have created this Docker file, right? Using this Docker file, this command will build a Alpine image for me, right? So what I'm going to do it, I will create Alpine image which have the some better enhanced version of Alpine, and now I'll try to push it to the my repository. Okay, if I run command Docker images, I have this Alpine and Rahul Alpine, right? So what I'm going to do it, I will push this Docker tag. Okay, new image with RS training 4 / similar. Okay, and give something called any tag, let's suppose production tag, right? Now I'll push this one, Docker push prod. restraining. Any misspelled something? Why it got failed? There is a spelling mistake actually. It's N-I-N-G, I believe. N-I-N-G. Yep. Okay. And try pushing this N-I-N-G. Yep. Now it's pushing there. Okay. So there was a account name difference was there. Okay. So basically what I have tried to show you here. Now, if I go there in my repository, I should see one more Alpine image, right? This is the Alpine Smarter, which I have just uploaded new one. Okay. Now, best thing is outside your image, outside, if you go for outside, this image is available only base image, right? But I have customized. I put something which is, which is required for me. Okay. So this is the way, actually, this is the way you can utilize. So, I have customize, keep it in your location, ask everyone to use the same one. Right. So this is the way actually any industry company works. So they will keep their their images at one place, and the same image will be utilized everywhere. And if there is, let's suppose tomorrow got decided that okay, for company perspective, I need to add some softwares, I need to update it bit. Okay, so the same base image will be get updated in the company account itself. Okay, and who is doing it? The maintainer is doing it, and he can do via Docker file itself. Same Docker build command. Okay. Any question around it? This is very good, understanding. So if you are able to build around it, how this tagging is working, how pushing, how pulling is working, this is very useful. I'm telling you. Anyone, anything? Okay, so it's complete silence. I'll take it no.
Rahul, just one question. So most of the Docker question will not be in the AWS DevOps exam, right? I mean,
That's correct. Yeah.
Very, okay, got it.
Okay. So for I told you yesterday, right?
Yeah.
What on place of Docker?
Yeah.
That
no, that's true.
setup can be utilized. So Docker is industry leading technology actually. For if you're going for jobs outside, there's a huge demand for Docker.
No, I
And there
see
is a
Docker a
separate
lot, and I can
certification as well.
visualize a lot
Docker
of
for
use
Docker.
case, Yeah, no, it's like so powerful. It's
Yeah.
like without creating a virtual machine, you can create so many things. So it's
5 MB. Think about you're getting Linux. What else you need? Linux infrastructure you're getting in 5 MB.
Yeah, and you can create the whole environment in a
Yep.
with just couple of command and then destroy it too very quickly. So it's very quick to manage things. It's very powerful. I learned a lot on this today. What is like the main competitor of Docker? The companies don't use Docker. Is there like something similar?
There are companies. What is that? OpenShift is one of the solution can be. Then these kind of other companies are also there. But mainly, actually, what happening? The Docker people are not using as a bare metal. Actually, only Docker is not being utilized anywhere. Mostly people are using it with some combination, like either ECS, either container. Kubernetes is being utilized like anything. All the companies are moving towards Kubernetes.
Yeah, no, it's very powerful. And what is the Amazon equivalent of Docker?
Yeah, that's Amazon. Amazon is giving ECS, Elastic Container Service, and EKS also giving EKS, Electronic Elastic Kubernetes Service.
Kubernetes service. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
So, but that's the outside Kubernetes is free. AWS is paying you, charging you a lot. That's why
That's why they are
Still,
$2 billion
the
company. Yeah.
stability, maintenance, all those things are there. A lot of companies are, going for that EK service actually,
Yes.
because the company don't mind paying money, right? They need stability, they need security. That's what AWS is providing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's done.
Shall we take a quick break before jumping on the next
Yep,
topic?
yep. So day 3, before I start day 4 actually, which is originally today, we should have been started initially, which got we got delayed. So day 4, yeah. So AWS things we are going to cover. Okay. Before that, we'll take break again. Okay. Let's take a break and come back.
Thank you. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you.
I'm back, guys. Let me know once you're online.
I'm back.
Thank you. What about others?
Yeah, I'm here. I never actually left.
Thank you. Okay, so let's give one more minute. Okay. So now, as you know, that we are on day 4 today. We are a bit behind of the schedule, but that's fine. We'll try to catch up because the same content is not there daily. I put a lot of time and effort on Docker because Docker is very important terms actually. So that's why I thought that if I'll put some more space, more time, if you understand it properly, that's going to help you a lot. Okay, so next one is I'm going to start AWS compute and storage service. Okay, now if you go there in the AWS, yeah. Okay, so if you click on compute service, what all the options are coming? Compute, what exactly the compute means? Compute means nothing but I'm saying anything which can give you the computes, right? It can be a server, it can be container, it can be some other things. Okay, you can see here there are a lot of things are there which is in the compute is listed here. Okay, so we will be focusing because the AWS solution architect, or if you're going for AWS DevOps as well, they will focus on the mostly on the EC2. Some sort of things will cover Lambda, understanding of Lambda. Okay, and serverless concept as well. Serverless means elastic, the same container which is being used actually. So Docker container they are using in a ECS form. So the small piece I will try to brief that one as well. Even though for container there is a different chapter altogether, which is not part of compute. But these are the compute sections. So EC2 will focus mainly because mainly everywhere EC2 is being used. So we will be also focusing on the EC2 itself. Okay. Now, once compute is done, then there is another section here that we are going to talk about is storage. Now, what all the things are there in the storage? So in storage, you can see AWS backup, EFS, elastic disaster recovery, FX, FSX, S3, Glacier, and storage gateway. So we are going to talk about S3, S3 Glacier, gateway, and EFS. These are 4 actually. So basically, I picked up only which is part of solution architect. There is, that there is 100 of services in AWS. You cannot read everything, right? So mostly, I've tried only capture those which are part of your solution architect or DevOps and the SysOps examination actually. Okay, so let's focus one by one. Okay, so the very first one will talk about EC2, right? I know that you guys might be thinking that the EC2 is straightforward, right? All those things. But there are a lot of things are there. If you talk about on examination purpose, they can ask you the lot of questions actually. Okay, they can ask you a lot of questions. Okay, lot of questions around EC2. So we need to understand how exactly EC2 works, what features are available. Only creation is not enough. There are a lot of other concepts are around EC2. So we'll focus on those things. Okay, so very first one is what is EC2? I think till now you must be aware that the EC2 is nothing but, in a simple term, if I would say, uh, it's a server, right? It's a place where we are getting servers. Okay, so Amazon Elastic Cloud EC2 provides scalable computing capacity in the Amazon Web Services Cloud, AWS Cloud. Using Amazon EC2 eliminates your need to invest in hardware upfront, so you can develop and deploy applications faster. You can use Amazon EC2 to launch as many as few virtual servers as you need, right? So simple word, in a simple word, I would say a number of servers. Okay, number of servers. What number of servers you need? Okay, that can be created using EC2 actually. Okay, so there are some features. Just go through feature. I'll not read one by one. Okay, now one thing from this picture, I would like to brief you. Okay, so what all the things are around, EC2. Okay, in a simple EC2, a simple EC2 machine, EC2 instance, there are a lot of things are there actually. One is EBS. Okay, the very first one. EBS, I told you on day two rather, when I was giving you idea of AWS. So I told you that the EBS is elastic block storage, which is like a hard drive, right? Which we are connecting to your EC2 machine. Okay, that's one thing. So EBS volume is always necessary. Then EBS snapshot and AMI. This section actually, this section, the top one. AMI is very important. Okay, so AMI basically the same when I was talking about in Docker, right? So I was saying that the image at any particular time, right? That image basically will give you if any softwares are already installed, right? Or if something is already running there, we can create an image and the same image can be utilized multiple times. I'll show you how. Okay, that's the image concept. Then okay, so snapshot, how you can take the snapshot. There is one more concept called ENI, Elastic Network Interface. That one also I'll show you. That's another external drive, external network, one more additional network that you can attach to your EC2 machine. Okay, and security group is a firewall. So we'll show all those things. So there is a EBS, what exactly the fundamentals of EBS and all those things have been here. I'll keep briefing you. Okay, I think, okay, so before coming on the AMI, I'll show you how exactly you can play around AMIs and all those things. I will just two things. One very important term, you should know about it. I think most of the people, you must be already aware that the what is the difference between stopping and terminating instance actually. Okay, so basically if your instance is stopped, right, let's suppose, after work I have just stopped the instance. So I told you, right, yesterday I worked on this Docker instance and I have just stopped it because I can utilize the same instance. I can start today again the same instance, and the same instance I can attach it. Okay, all my data and everything will be there. Now, what will happen if I terminate? Termination means gone. Nothing will be left out. Okay, so that's the difference. That's the difference between stopping and terminating an instance. Okay, so just remember, just you have to remember this. AMI, right? So let's play around AMI. What exactly the AMI is? Okay, now you see here there is an instance that I have created, right? I have created an instance for my Docker. Okay, now remember when yesterday I was creating EC2 instance, when I was creating EC2 instance yesterday, it was a base EC2 image, right? I have taken a base EC2 image. Okay, there was nothing running. Base Red Hat, Red Hat image was there. Okay, now you know that this is the EC2 instance, right? Where I have created all my Docker and everything. Now what I can do, I can create an image from this EC2, from this Docker instance, so that what will happen, that image, even though if I delete this instance, right, my Docker image will be there. That Docker image I can utilize every time. Tomorrow, let's suppose tomorrow I need, right? So the same Docker image I'll utilize. I don't need to keep this machine ready. I will be landing at the same place. That's a benefit actually. AMI. So AMI mostly AWS is giving to you, but if you wants to create and modify, generally it is happening that the way I was saying, right? So for Docker images, you are downloading the public image, customizing it as per your requirement, and keep it in your account. Same way, AMI is also being done. So base AMI you will download from AWS. Okay, then you create, then you put whatever you want, whatever software installation, etc., you need, do it, and then create your own customized image. And every time you can utilize the same customized image to create your instance. You don't have to go to the AWS. You got it? The concept behind it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you know that the Docker is installed on this machine, right? So what I'm going to do it, I will shut down this machine, okay, and I'll create a AMI from it. Okay, then I'll show you. Okay, so I will say create image. An image name I'll give as a Docker image. Description is not needed, but okay. Now one more thing I would like to show you, that one disk is already there, right? Let me add one more disk. Same EBS volume. Okay, and this one, let's suppose I will say that okay, 15 GB of okay, similar. So whatever the configuration is there, I've just given the similar configuration. Okay, I will say create an image. So it will take some time depending on your size of image. So you can see here, this is the base image, right? My base image is Red Hat. Okay, so I have just customized a bit. I said, okay, so now I have installed the Docker, all the software Docker and everything is installed there. Okay, and I said, okay, let's start with the Docker, that image itself, and I'll add one more disk. Earlier it was only 10 GB disk. I've added one more disk there. Okay, so let it complete, then I'll show you. So still pending. So how you can create it? You have to go in action, okay, and images and create image. Okay, so day 4. So if I said Docker images, right? Sorry, the Amazon images. Machine images, okay, AMIs. That's called AMI. How you can create it? You can go in action, select EC2, action, then images, and then create image. Okay, this is the way actually how we can create it. Let's see what is the status. Still pending. Yeah, it will take some time actually, because generally depending on the size, because a lot of things are there, right, on the local machine. We have created a lot of things actually. So okay, so here as well, image, from image you're creating instance. Okay, and if you want to put some, let's suppose instance I have created, then let's suppose I want to do some customization. Okay, then okay, I've done some customization and I'll create AMI. Okay, I have done this. Now once the image is created, the custom image, okay, I can use this custom image to create my EC2. Okay, this is the entire cycle actually. Okay, your base image, I would say it's a base Amazon machine image. From that you can create instance EC2. Okay, from that EC2 make a custom image, which we are doing after installation and all those things, if you want to add some software and all those things. And then you can create AMI, which for creation of AMI you can follow this procedure. Okay, and once my custom image is ready, I will create one new EC2. I'll show you. This one I have not followed. So right now where we are on this procedure, right? So this one we have done yesterday itself. We have created one EC2 instance, right? The Docker EC2 instance that we have created with the base on Red Hat image. Okay, then what we have done some, we have put some Docker software and all those things today. Okay, now we are trying to create our custom image. Okay, so we'll see how it works. What is the status? Still pending. Huh? It is actually disk taking time, because one more disk I have added, right? Let me shut down this machine actually. Sometime I'm not sure I'll just stop it. Okay, now let's go in AMI. What is the status? Available. Yeah, that's got ready. Okay, I think you have to stop it until otherwise. So forget about this Terraform base. That's my older one. So this is my Docker image which I have just created. Right now, remember this one is Red Hat machine, right? And on top of some Red Hat, I have updated my Docker software as well. So ideally, if I'll create a EC2 machine from this, ideally my all the Docker related packages should be there. Correct? Now let's try to create it. Launch an EC2. So how you can do that? It's very simple. Select your AMI and launch instance from AMI. Okay, again, we'll give the name as Docker. Same page. It's the same page. Only thing is image is already picked up. Image, I don't have to say anything. Okay, image is already picked up. What I have to do, T2 micro is fine. Key pair, you have to select yours. Okay, and the networking section, same way, the way we are doing, right? Every time. Select public, make it enable, and select your security group. Okay, there is a 2 disk that is getting updated, right? Remember, because in this AMI, we have said that there should be 2 disks actually. So let's try to launch it. Let's wait until unless. Remember this, our original one is stopped, right? Let's give it new name actually, Docker new AMI, so that you'll be able to remember it. So this is my new machine. So if I'll connect this machine, ideally there should be 2 things. One is my all the Docker softwares and etc. should be running the way I have done it configuration in the older one. And another one is I should have 2 disks there, right? So we'll see. Let it get connected. Okay, so now it's good. Let's try to connect it. Same way connection procedure, pick your public IP. Go in putty. Choose your key. Say open. Spelling what? Why it's so? Something got changed. So it's running now. IP address is fine. Any mistake we did? VPC is fine. Oops. You can see the difference, right? By mistake, we have we have created the private subnet actually. Okay, the problem is I don't think so. We can update that one actually. Let's see. I cannot. Okay, so I don't have any way. I have to, shut down it, and I have to create another one. So remember, if you are in the private network, if you are in the private subnet, you cannot connect outside. Okay, so either I can do one thing. I know that there is a trick. I can make this private subnet as a public subnet. You don't have to do it obviously, because I can make this private subnet as a public. How I'll do that? I'll just tell you the trick actually. So if I'll go in public subnet, route tables, public route tables and subnet association. Here what I'll do, I will select my private subnet as well. So I'm just opening a gateway for public so that I don't have to terminate my EC2 machine actually. Okay. So basically what I did, if you remember this one, why I have done this one and how it got done, just remember this one. When the networking section is there, right? I think we are going to talk about networking, right? When we are going to talk about networking, AWS networking is there, right? When I'll talk about this networking section, in that networking section, I'm going to brief you the original, the first day documentation where we have created our infrastructure, right? VPC and all those things. On that day, I'll brief you how I make this public actually. Okay, so just remember, I'm going to brief you on that networking because I'll brief you right away. You might not understand actually. Okay, so I'll brief you on networking section so you'll properly understand. So let's try connecting it now. I think we should be able to connect it now. If any other things is not there, any other problem is not there. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm able to in EC2-user. That's it. Right now, as I said, two things we have to verify. One, just hold on. Let me change the appearance so that you will be able to see properly. Okay, so let's be sudo. Okay, so two things we have to verify. One, Docker should be running, right? Another one is I should have two disks here. Remember, 15 GB extra disk I have added. Earlier there was only one disk, but when I was provisioning this AMI, I have created two disks, right? So let's verify for Docker. So Docker info is the command by which I can get it verify whether the Docker is running or not. That's see what Docker is running, right? So Docker images, all the images are there, all these images, right? Which in the last we have just posted, everything is there. So now what happened, even though if I terminate my this older one, old this one, right, where actually Docker was running, if I'll terminate this, I don't care, because even though if my new instance also got terminated, I don't care, because my image is already there. By using that image, I can create my instance at any point of time, right? That's the beauty actually. And if I run lsblk command, it will show me 2 disks as well. So there was one disk which is 10 GB, and there is another disk of 15 GB, which is already there. Yeah. Now you can see there is a, so this is the beauty of AMI. Okay. Any question around AMI? Okay, so I'll take it no. Next one is I would like to show you how EBS, right? What is the concept behind EBS actually? Got stuck somewhere. EBS, then what else is there? Instances, type of instances is there, right? That's the last one. Okay, let's discuss on EBS. Okay, now on the EBS, okay, so only one instance is running, right? Now, if you check any of the instance, come in the storage section. From here, you can see what all the instances, what all the EBS is running. Now, if I want to attach some other instances, other EBS volume, I can very well attach it. I can create, I can attach, I can detach these volumes, right? All these things can be done. Okay, I can take the snapshot, I can take the snapshot of this, right? All these possibilities are there. So if you're doing some maintenance, mostly people are taking snapshot actually, so that if something gone wrong, at least the snapshot will be there with you and you can play with that. Okay, so how we can do that? Come here in the EBS section, volume. Okay, now you can see here there are a few snapshots are there. What we are going to do it. Okay, I will create one more disk. Okay, create one more volume. Okay, and not 100 GB exactly. Let's keep it 12 GB. So 2 disks is already there. I'm going to create one more disk there. Okay, so we'll show you how exactly it works. So nothing else. You just have to provide what the size you need. Okay, you say create volume. Size I have given as a 12 GB, right? Let's see. Let it get created. Okay, 12 GB. Okay, that's got created, right? Now, if I have to attach it, it's so simple. Just click go in action, attach volume. Okay, and it will ask you what instance, because there is only one instance is running. If there is multiple instance will be running, then so you'll see the name actually. You can easily attach. Disk name is important. If by default something is coming, you can leave it. Otherwise, you can play around this name as well, device name. If you want to change something, that possibility is also there. So I'll not change anything. SDF is fine. Okay, once you attach it. If it is all good, it will show you in use, green. It means that now that instance got now this disk got attached, and now you cannot use it. Now, and one more thumb rule you should always remember: one disk, one EBS volume, one EC2 instance. So one EBS volume you cannot attach to the multiple. Okay, so one can be attached to one place only. So just remember that. So now, because it got attached, now you will not get the attach option there. Now let's suppose I want to attach it, right? So you can see here, attach is gone. Now I can just detach it from there. Okay, so if I'll come here and I'll run the same command, it's a Linux command actually. It will show you one more disk. Now you can see here 15 GB disk was already there. I've attached one more disk, 12 GB, right? And if I want to verify it from EC2 machine, so go there in EC2, select your instance, and in storage section, you should be able to see these three machines, three storage. One was base, 10 GB, 15 GB I have created, at the time of AMI creation, and then 12 GB I've just done it. Okay, this is the way actually you can play around it, around EBS volumes. Okay, there is a possibility as well. Why I'm saying snapshot is very important. So let's suppose your root disk is there, right? If I can take the snapshot of my root disk, even though my EC2 instance is gone, right? I can still create my EC2 machine. I still can create my EC2 machine with using that snapshot of disk. Okay, so there is two way, right? Either I take entire AMI snapshot, either I create entire AMI, either I create a EBS snapshot, right? So EBS snapshot is also fine, because but you just have to remember that your main disk snapshot should be taken, so that you can create a new instance from that disk as well. Okay, these possibilities are also there. Okay, so that can be done. Okay, but always remember, one EBS volume, only one EC2 instance at one point of time. Okay, you cannot use it. You cannot use it to the multiple. Okay, any question around it? Okay, I'll take it now. So in the EC2 section, actually there is a lab sir as well. So in lab, you will see there is a resizing volume lab, right? That's one thing is there that I'll just show you how you can resize actually. Like one option I've already shown you, how you can AMI. There is a two lab actually. One is for AMI. The AMI I've just shown you. Okay, so you can follow this lab. This pictures might be a bit old, but I've just shown you, right? Same way you can do it. And for AMI, I'll just show you. Sorry, for EBS volume, I have shown you one thing, right? How you can attach and detach a new EBS volume, but at the same time, if you want to increase the volume, right? If you want to increase the volume, how you can increase that things, the root volume, that also I'll show you. Like the root disk is running with the 10 GB. Okay, later point of time you said you think that okay, that I got a lot of data on my root disk, and I need to be running with the 20 GB, right? What is the procedure? Because in Linux, increasing root disk is never easy. Okay, increasing root disk is never easy. So we will see, what we can do, how we can achieve that, increase in the mm, disk actually. Okay, so let me just show you few things. Okay, so this is my disk actually. This is my EC2 machine where I have 3 disks running, right? So what I'm going to do it, I will just remove these 2, okay, and I'll destroy it. I don't need it because I've just shown you, for your purpose, right? Just to show you. So I'm going to, remove all these 15 GB and 10 GB. So I'll just show you one machine, one disk at a time. Okay. So let's go in volume section again. So it will be actually easy for you to understand. There is 2 disks, right? One is this 15 GB and one is this 12 GB, which is extra, where with no data, we don't have any data, right? So I will just detach these volumes. Okay, remember I cannot delete it until unless I detach it actually. So you have to detach it first. Once it is detached, then only you will be able to delete it. I will detach. Should be detached already. And the 15 GB as well.
So, Rahul, when you create an instance, does it create a volume automatically?
One volume will be always there, Sunil.
For each instance, the operating
Each instance,
the root one, right? Yeah.
Right. Mandatory.
Mandatory. So if you, let's just say you create 3 instances, then you will have minimum 3 volumes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. So what I'm saying, let's suppose I have created a base instance, right? A simple instance with 10 GB or default volume, right?
Yeah.
And now it got full.
Yeah.
So how I can increase? Because other days increasing is easy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got that, right. But then every time you create an instance, it creates a volume, and then when you delete an instance, it kind of terminates that volume too, right? Automatically.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want to show you okay, if my disk is is increasing and I need to increase the root volume. That's a painful job actually. Okay. So we'll show you how you will do that. Okay, let's see what. Okay, so others are clean. I'll just delete these things. I don't want to keep it. Delete volume, say delete. This is not used anywhere, so why to keep it, right? And one more. Okay, so now I'm good. Just one disk is there. So imagine that the one EC2 machine, one disk is there. That volume got uh, full. Okay, I need to increase that volume actually. Okay, so what we can do? So the very first thing that we have to do it, we have to take a snapshot actually. We have to take a snapshot of this disk, and then we can create another. Let me come here in the snapshot. Okay, let's create a snapshot from here. I will say create snapshot, and okay, so let's suppose I'm saying Docker volume. Docker, simple Docker, give name as Docker, nothing else is needed. So what it will do, whatever your 10 GB disk is there, it will create a snapshot from that 10 GB actually. Okay, now I will come here in the snapshot section. Okay, now you can see here that got done. Okay, this is the image that 10 GB, because 10 GB disk is there, 10 GB image have been created, right? Now from this snapshot, one thing, good thing is your EC2 machine is, you can create your EC2. Your EC2 machine is, even though down doesn't matter, because the main root disk you already have it. You already have, kept it at one place. Okay, so I am going to create a, a volume from this snapshot actually. Okay, even though, see, there is both options are there. Even I can create an image as well. Okay, so but I'll not go for image for now. I'll just show you how I can. Yes, asking something. Okay, I'll create a volume. I'll create a volume from this disk actually. Okay, and I'll, because 10 GB is less volumes, so I'll create for a bit higher version. So create volume. Okay, it will ask you what size I want. Let's suppose I'll say 25 GB, right? Rest of the things you can keep default. I'm not changing anything. Yeah. Now go in volume. So I should have two volume now, right? 24 GB, which I've just created. 25 or 25 GB. Okay, I think I've given 24 GB. Okay, so that's fine. 24 GB. This is the new disk. Now what we'll do, we'll attach this disk and detach the old one. And we'll see, we'll try to boot my machine, whether I'm able to boot it or not. Right? So those things we are going to see. Let's see. This is my, this is my desk actually. Okay, so let's try to connect it. Attach this volume, your same instance. Disk is fine. Okay, one more thing you have to note down before doing it actually. Okay, so you have to shut down your machine. You have to make sure you shut down your machine and attach with the same name, same name. Otherwise, it will create problem. Okay, I'll show you what I'm trying to say. Okay, this don't worry about it. All these things I have already documented in your there is a lab document. Okay, so if I come here in my EC2. Okay, so if I say here storage, right? This is the one. Okay, one volume of 10 GB is done, is already there, right? What I need, I want to attach another one. I want to attach the higher config one, right? 20 GB, 24 GB one, and this one I'll just remove from here. Okay, so what I have to do it, just remember this one, this same name you have to attach it. Otherwise, because it's a root disk, right? In Linux actually, the concept of root disk is very tight. If you don't give the same name, it will not boot. Okay, so what I'm going to do it, I will shut down my machine. Okay, and I'll attach the new disk of 24 GB, and then I'll try to boot my machine. We'll see whether it's coming up or not. So, oh, I'm sorry. So now you can see here it got shut down, right? Now what we are going to do it, let's go in volume section again. Yeah, and just detach your this 10 GB one. Say detach. Because your machine is shut down, you'll be able to detach. If the machine is running, you cannot detach it actually. So I'll just detach it. Okay, now both are available. I will attach this machine, this 24 GB one, volume. And remember, I have to give the same name. That's very important. If you give the default name, what will happen? It will fail actually. Okay. So just remember the device name should be the same one. Okay. Now I think I'm good. I can start my EC2 machine and we'll see whether it's a boot. Now it's a boot with the 24 GB actually. So these are the general problem. If you're working in a IT industry somewhere, you'll face these issues that your root disk got full and you have to, you have to increase the size and all those things. So those things you can do in this way actually. This is the way actually how you can do that. Okay, so my machine is booting up. So initializing, let's try connecting it. Okay, what is the IP address? Pick this IP address and choose your key. Okay, I'll say EC2-user. Okay, let me change the settings so that it's good and visible. Okay, now if I run command, same command, lsblk. Yes, so I have 24 GB of disk, right? And even though if my utilization gone, which was earlier, if it was, maybe 50-60%, that got decreased to 15%, right? Because we have enough space. So this is how you can fix the problem of root disk. If the root disk got full, what is the solution? Okay, this is very common in industry, and the interview also people will be generally asking root disk replacement. Okay, so what you can do, what all the steps that you have to do in the common way. I will I will say that I will create snapshot from volume. Okay, then detach volume, old volume. Okay, then next one is I have to once detach is done. Sorry, before detaching, I can create a new volume from snapshot, right? Then detach old volume and keep note of device name, which I have shown you, right? Device name is very important. Then attach new volume with new volume with same device name. That's it. Okay, so there are a lot of stages are there that I've listed down there that you can go on through. Okay, that the practice and etc. that you can do it. But in nutshell, if you ask me, these are the step section that you have to follow. Okay. Any questions around here?
Not a question today, but I might have it in future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until unless you do it, Sunil,
Yeah.
you will not get exactly what is happening. And I know that if you're going to do it, people will do mistakes, right? Why I'm doing without seeing the document and I'm just showing you directly, because I have done it multiple times, right? I remember it. So
Yeah.
but if you do it, there will be mistakes happen and you'll stuck.
So my problem is I have like 2 machines and 3 volumes, and one machine can see the volume, another cannot. And maybe in the interest of continuing, I know we are a little behind the class, but on a Monday, maybe we can spare 5 minutes after the class or something to see why.
Yeah.
Connecting. Yeah.
So one thing I remember last time, key was missed, right? So key we have recovered, if I remember properly, right?
I think that is the problem here. Yeah, I think you are right.
So key we have recovered last time, right? I remember.
Yeah. So yeah, it is, I think, continuing that. So I have the key right now, but we can figure out like what really happening there. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay, but
So
nothing critical. Yeah, this is really good stuff. Thank you. Yeah.
okay. So this is the around your disk. So 2 practice are there. Just go through, complete it. One will be AMI and one will be EBS. Some the snapshot you'll feel that the older one, but the steps are listed there. I'm noting down here as well. Okay. So I think I have not shared this document with you. I'll just share this to you. Daily logs. Okay. Now, a type of billing model and the type of instance, the 2 things we will discuss. Okay. So, but before that, it's almost 1 hour. Let's have a break quick and gather after 6-7 minutes, and then we'll go for the final. Okay.
Okay.
I'm back, guys.
Hi.
I'm here.
Thank
I'm
you.
back.
Thank you. So I'm back with my coffee. Might hear some sound here and there. So, okay. So one very important term that we are going to talk about is a billing model. Okay, that's very important actually, because once you start interacting with AWS, that's the first question would be coming in your mind. Okay, how I'm going to take the EC2 machine actually, what basis, what type of EC2 machine that I'm going to hold it. Okay, so there will be few options, okay, that you have to choose, but again everything is depending on the situation, right? Which one you should go, on which basis you have to choose, all these things you have to decide, right? So that things we are going to cover it, like how, what you can do, right? And which one you can choose, which situation you are in, which situation what you'll be choosing, all these things we are going to discuss. Okay, so the very first one will come as a on demand. Okay, so on demand instances you pay. Okay, with on demand instances you pay for compute capacity by the hour or second, depending on which instance you run, right? No longer commitment or upfront payments are needed. Okay, so basically I can just go ahead and choose any instance depending, and I'll be paid. Okay, sorry, I have to pay to the AWS. Okay, now if I will come here, you can see here there is a few different type of EC2 instances actually. But on demand is basically what exactly the on demand. On demand means if I go here in EC2 and I say launch EC2 instance, and I'm going and creating a EC2 instance straight away. Okay, that's an on demand instance, means I'm just going on demand and asking AWS to provide me an instance, right? Now on which basis you have to pay? You have to pay basis on what AMI you are choosing, right? Because everyone, all the Red Hat and everything can have a different licensing cost. And then the very important term, based on your type actually. Okay, based on the type you're being paid. Basically the instance type will tell you that what is the CPU and memory you're going to have, right? So you can see here it's starting with T2 nano, which is half gig of RAM and one CPU, right? That's the smallest one, the one which is free to use, with coming with the one CPU and 1 gig of RAM. Okay, if you're going further, here, you can see the expenditure will be now the prices. You can see here the prices on demand, how much the on demand prices will be there. You see, so for same thing, if you're using Linux, it is bit cheaper, but if you're going for Windows, it is bit higher cost. There is a reason behind it, because Windows licensing is high bit. So now you can see here what you are using depending on, like let's suppose I'm going for the higher config, right, where 192 GB of RAM and storage, all these things I'm using, then I have to pay 10 gig of $10 per hour. Okay, so it totally depends. These are the on-demand prices actually. We just go and ask the AWS. That's the most costlier affair. Okay, so the most costly, you'll be getting there. Okay, So AWS calculator is the price calculator from where you can calculate as well. Okay, so if I say create estimate, let's search for EC2. Okay, so let me create some EC2, how much cost it is going. Now, again, there are a lot of things changed, right? What region you are choosing, in which region, what rate is there, totally depends. So let's see roughly how exactly it is calculating. So you can see here, okay, so if I'm going for 4 GB RAM and 16 GB of CPU, it means I'm going for T4 X large, okay, and the charges would be around 64 US dollar. Okay, that's a monthly cost actually. Okay, and if you just choose yours one, the one that we are using, right? Remember, one is that one is coming with one memory and 1 GB of RAM, right? So this one is just $6 monthly. If you reduce it further, it will go reduce further. T2 not micro, the one that free tier we are using, right? So one CPU and one RAM. Okay. And if I'll say 10 GB, yeah, $6 it is coming. So $6 US is there, the charges for if you are using one year, sorry, 1 month. Okay, so that's very cheaper, right? In the same way, actually, this is calculator is very good. Whatever the service that you are going to use, that you can get detail from here. Okay. Now, one more thing. That's on demand. Sorry, I have not seen that on demand actually. So that's on demand. For on demand, the one that if we are going directly creating it, will be coming as a $10, almost 9.5. Okay, there is a reserve concept is also there. I'll come on the reserve and other things. So those charges will be less. Okay, so now let's talk about few other type of, one is the on demand, that's fine, that we just go directly AWS asking them for the EC2 machine, right? I have to pay around $10 per month. That's for the T2 micro, the one which is a free tier one that we are using. If I'm just assuming that once it is the free tier is over, your free tier is over, still if you are using, you'll be using one $10 you have to pay. So that's one. Then another one is the spot instances. Okay, what is the spot instances? Spot instance is a bit different. Okay, so spot instance, AWS is saying that they are providing you on the substantial differences. There is a lot of differences there for a lot of offers that they are giving actually. If you compare the on-demand instance and how they are offering, so AWS is saying that they have some. Okay, let's suppose that the AWS have thousands of EC2 machines, right? So at particular time, their cells are just going at 800 machines, right? 200 machines at any point of time is idle. So what they are saying that those 200 machines which are idle, that they will be selling as a spot instance. Okay, it means that they will be selling on based on pricing, right? If somebody is asking, right, whatever the a kind of bidding, based on bidding, actually they will be offering, right? Whoever will bid, okay, they will be offering, okay, they will offering, okay. But only one thing that you have to remember, that if needed at any particular time, if your there is a demand is coming, and there is a demand is coming for on demand instances, then immediately they will shut down. So you have to remember, these things is coming on very cheaper prices, but you cannot use in production or some other environment, right? You can use just testing on something, so that even though if it got shut down, you don't have to worry about it, right? So these things, this is the way actually. So spot instances concept is there. Now if you come here in EC2 section, okay, there is a spot request concept is there. Now if you come here in the spot request, okay, now if I go for pricing history, let's suppose T2 micro, the one that we are talking about, right? Now if you see here, on demand price, on demand prices, this one is daily. Okay, hourly rate is there. It's hourly rate. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say, you can see here the on-demand prices, right? These are the on-demand prices, 0.12. That's hourly, per hour on-demand prices are there. But at the same time, you can see the rate which is available, which is available for the for the spot instances, right? For the spot instances, they are offering you 0.47. 0.004. It means almost 70% cheaper the on-demand prices are available. Okay. And but you have to be ready for that consequences, that if sometime this on-demand demand increases, right, and this price is touched here. So basically, if the on-demand there is a demand in the on-demand prices, what will happen? This price will shoot, and if it is about to touch it, then they will shut down your machine. So you have to ready for that consequences, you have to ready to bear. Then in that case, you can utilize the spot instance. So generally, if you see here, it will never touch. You can see last 3 months I have shown you. It will never touch any instance. If you're picking, doesn't matter. Some zigzag here and there would be there, but it will never touch. You can see the price 0.10. If I go for the costlier one, right, almost $12 is there per month. And here, if you go for this one, it's just coming for $4, right? Almost 70%. And in last 3 months, I've seen you. There is no, it is not happening, but yeah, the condition is there that you have to ready for that. Okay. And you can ask for the AMI, or you can ask for the spot instances actually. So this is the second type of instance. So first one is the on demand, second one is the spot instance. Any question around spot? Okay, I will take it now. Okay, next one is reserve instances, right? Third one. Again, reserve instance will also give you, okay, one more thing. Wherever you see this exam facts and figures, right? This is very important. Keep note it somewhere. Okay, this is very important for your examination purpose actually. Okay, so reserve instances. When I'll go for reserve instances, here you will get the option of reserve instances as well. Okay, so I will say, okay, before I purchase, because anyway, I'm not going to purchase it actually. So what exactly the reserve instance? Reserve instance is nothing but, you're saying AWS that I need reserve, like you can see here, reserve instances provides with a significant discount, 75% compared to on demand. That's very good actually. So, but only problem is reserve instances means you should have the visibility, right? I should have some visibility, then only I can do the reserve. I can say AWS, okay, okay, these 300, 400 instances I'll keep in reserve. So whenever I need, I will use it. They will give you on 70% discount. So for them as well, selling is increased, right? Anybody will be offering, if you're going for the long-term commitment, anybody will like it. Right? So reserve instances provide you the significant discount up to 75% compared to on-demand instance pricing. In addition, when reserve instances are assigned to a specific availability zone, they provide capacity reservation, giving you additional confidence and ability launch instance, right? So basically, the concept is all about that I can keep some instances in reserve mode. Okay, like you can see here, standard reserve instances, right? So if I'll say 6, if I'll go for 3 year, more cheaper is there. Okay, so more of whatever the reservation, if reservation is going for higher, you'll pay less. Okay, so that's the way actually you can go. Reserve instances is, most of the company, if they have, like, like my company or any other company, they are utilizing the, this concept actually, so that the long term commitment they can have the long term commitment. Okay, long term commitment, and because they know that at least 1-2 year the instance will be needed, so they are straight away going for the reserve instance. Okay, I'm sorry. So but again, one thing is very important that you should understand. You should understand that in which situation, what instance you should use. Okay, that's very important actually. Okay, now you can see here application with the steady state uses, application that may require reserve capacity, customer that can commit using EC2 over 1 or 3 year term to reduce their total compute cost. I'm sorry. So you know that the main thing is you can only go for 3 year if you have visibility for 2-3 year, right? Your application should be, so if you have visibility for 1 year or 3 year, straight away go for the, the reserve instances. Reserve instances will always give you edge where you can have on the lower cost. Okay, so when to use, these things are very important actually. When to use reserve purchase. So base are consistent load, known or understood growth, critical system components, burst workload, right? Cost critical, when to use on demand. So default or unknown demand, anything in between reserve and spot. So these are the, situation actually when you should be using what instances. Okay, last one is dedicated instance. Okay, so a dedicated host is a physical EC2 dedicated for your use. Dedicated host can help you to reduce cost by allowing you to use the existing server bound software licenses, including Windows Server, SQL, and etc. Okay, so that basically the concept of dedicated host means, I remember I told you, right? Dedicated host means there is a possibility that one physical host can have a multiple EC2 machine of a different customer as well, right? But if you want to avoid that, and you are saying that, okay, I need everything to be running on one machine for me, everything, whatever the machines I'm creating, make sure it is running on the same physical machine, right? So for that purpose, you can utilize this concept of uh, you can utilize this concept of dedicated host actually. So in dedicated host, licensing is one of the issue that you can sort out. You can have one license, and the same license can be utilized for your entire EC2 machines. Apart from that, that's very important term is sometime latency. If you want to reduce the latency, for that purpose as well, people are using it. So just be aware. Hardly we will not be using anywhere, but if you're going for uh, a real time, very high config application where you need the latency to be reduced as much as possible, then that can be one of the solution. Okay. So the last concept that I'm going to discuss it here is per second billing. Now, what is the per second billing? Okay, we know that in AWS, we have to pay only what we are using, right? Nothing else you have to pay. Now, how the billing happen? How the billing happen? So billing basically will be happening. Billing basically will happen on a per second billing. Per second billing used to happen actually. Okay, it means that if I have utilized, let's suppose 1 hour, 10 minute and 30 second. So it's not something that I have to pay for 1 hour and 31 minute. So I just have to pay 1 hour, 30 minute and 31 second. Right. So basically they are saying that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about that you have to pay for for any roundup. There is no concept of rounding payments actually. Okay, there is no concept of rounding. Okay, everything will be paid. Everything will be paid in a in per second billing. And one more thing that you need to understand, that the first 60 seconds is mandatory actually. Okay, now let's suppose I've just started a EC2 machine, and within a 60 second I have shut down. Let's suppose only 30 seconds. So in that case, AWS will bill you minimum 60 seconds. So 60 seconds is the minimum billing that AWS supports actually. So even though the first 40 seconds, whatever you are implementing, if it is below 60 seconds, so minimum 60 seconds you'll be paid. And after 60 seconds, whatever your is there, that's fine. Okay, but before 60 second, uh, that minimum amount you have to pay actually. Okay. So I will shut down this machine, because if you also have created this machine with me, the Docker one, just keep this one. Okay, because Docker we are going to utilize in further as well. So just keep this machine. The similar machine will be utilizing in the coming days as well. Okay, the older one I'll just delete it. Okay, so that's all. Any question from anyone? Okay, so I'll take it no. Yeah. So thank you for your time. Let's meet next week, Monday again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy
Thanks.
Good weekend.
Thank you
Thanks
so
so
much.
much.
Good
See you next week.
weekend.